Hey guys, welcome back to CLOCKWISE Crypto. Hope you guys are moving forward in everything that you do. Bitcoin clearing 95,000 again. Very optimistic. A ton of optimism is within the crypto markets. I'm very optimistic as well, but what we are seeing here is going to set the tone for what we believe is a super cycle that's coming. Pretty much all the price predictions that we're going to see, I think, are going to be undervalued compared to what is to come as we continue and we see a continuation of the bull market. So taking a look here, Bitcoin currently sitting at $93,865 after clearing that 95K threshold, breaks through 95K amidst an ongoing rally. And we see here, we look at the data, we look at the reports that are coming out, and pretty much everything is turning around. Now, you still have an opportunity. You didn't really see a turn in altcoins yet, but the writing's on the wall. We know what's coming. It's just a matter of when, right? So when we were going through that pullback, we're telling you guys, look, accumulate. The whales are accumulating. That's because they knew what was coming. And to be honest with you, that's a good segue into what I wanted to cover here, which President Donald Trump's son, Eric Trump, says, and I agree with this 100%. Banks are going to have to adopt crypto or be extinct in 10 years. Eric Trump says this. So while the existing financial system is slow and expensive, crypto apps already allow people to send money instantly and cheaply, Eric Trump stated. He's 100% right. So Eric Trump, the EVP of the Trump Organization, son of U.S. President Donald Trump, delivered a warning to global banks regarding crypto adoption. The modern financial system, he says, is broken, it's slow, it's expensive. And ultimately, the existing banking system favors the ultra wealthy. It forced me into the crypto world, he said. And I'm telling you, if the banks don't watch what's coming, they're going to be extinct in 10 years. SWIFT, as you guys know SWIFT. Essentially, it's the platform that's used for cross-border transactions. It's an absolute disaster. He's 100% right. So we see here average settlements via SWIFT, right? Europe, North America to Southeast Asia, right? 3 to 4 days using SWIFT. Average settlement with stable coins under an hour. Europe, North America to Africa, 5 days under an hour. You take the Europe or North America to send to Latin America using SWIFT, 2 to 5 days using stablecoins under an hour. This is where that value is. This is when we talk about XRP, who already has partnerships with the banks. Where do you think the banks are going to go? High likelihood is they're going to go to XRP. 100%. 100%. Now, yes, you'll have some that branch out, maybe get here, but more than likely, XRP is positioned and has the network and has the current partnerships and has the blessing from the U.S. government at this time through U.S. President Donald Trump to be an easy pivot for banks to offer cheaper, more efficient alternatives to their customers. Otherwise, like Eric Trump said, they're going to be extinct 1,000%. So here, there's nothing that can be done on the blockchain that can't be done better than the way the current financial institutions are working. SWIFT is an absolute disaster. He said you can open up a DeFi app right now. You can open up any cryptocurrency app. You can send money wallet to wallet instantaneously without the expense, without the variability. Okay, banks pushing back, but the industry is bullish. So the Bank of Italy is slamming stablecoin growth and Bitcoin investments. On the other hand, many industry executives are bullish on crypto adoption by banks already in 2025. Amid governments like the U.S. pushing a more crypto-friendly agenda. So Trump's prediction comes in line with his previous bold forecast on crypto, inevitably a $1 million Bitcoin price, while global governments and institutions would have to adopt the cryptocurrency to compete in the fast growing market. So we see what's coming, guys. We see the writing on the wall, and essentially the traditional system doesn't really benefit for making that pivot, because now they'll make less money. right? But it's one of those scenarios where if they don't pivot, there's really not going to be a need for their customers to bank with them when they can transact and use other alternatives. And honestly, they're just going to use their competitors who are going to adopt. There's going to be banks that are going to adopt 1,000%. There's going to be banks that are open, and honestly, they're probably bleeding right now. They probably are bleeding, and there's options there. And honestly, it's going to be just like you said, adopt or die. So next up here, we see over 60% of crypto users manage 2 or more wallets. According to the stat, the 2025 State of On-Chain UX report points to the fragmentation in crypto ecosystem. And as we look at this new survey that came out, we're seeing that a survey of 1,000 active crypto users in US and UK points to a fragmented crypto ecosystem with 40% of users needing to use multiple wallets to access different networks and chains. That's an opportunity right there. And I think another reason is there's some wallets where, let's say you have a wallet like Daedalus on Cardano, right? You want to utilize the home network for staking, to run a staking pool, whereas you can't necessarily do that. You can earn rewards on other wallets like Exodus, but sometimes it just makes sense to utilize the native wallet that is offered. So crypto users are also increasingly security conscious, with 44% using multiple wallets as a security measure, and that's up 32.8% from the year prior. Report findings show that cryptocurrency needs to focus more on making things simpler, safer, and more connected, which definitely is an opportunity there. So as adoption increases, as we continue to grow as an industry, you're going to see seamless ways, and ultimately you're going to see all these different chains talk to each other. So you won't necessarily need multiple wallets. There's going to be, I reckon there's going to be a wallet or a platform. It's probably maybe a soft wallet or a software wallet that is going to have everything in house, which they do, but it makes it difficult. So like you'll have a native token like Daedalus, right? Imagine Daedalus being able to also store your Bitcoin there, and also be able to store your Ethereum, or be able to store your Tron, or what have you, right? Eventually, I see a time where these native wallets are going to be able to speak to each other, and you're going to be able to house all your tokens on one platform, which may be good, may be bad, right? I know some guys that like to have their stuff spread out, right? Because if one gets hit some way, somehow, even though you have your phrases offline and you have pretty much set up the way it should, if one gets hit, you're not completely wiped out, right? So who knows? But I do think there is definitely an opportunity there to have all these wallets, especially native wallets, for these tokens be able to speak to each other. So this report also highlighted an education gap around the latest wallet technology. Most users surveyed were unaware of smart wallets, with 58% unsure of how they work, while mobile wallets remain dominant method for holding crypto, with over 51% preferring them. That's dropped from 54.8% a year earlier. Essentially, no one's going to want to keep their wallet on their phone anymore, right? They realize that, okay, if we have a project that pops, the last place I want that is on my phone, right? From a security standpoint. So I definitely understand the pullback when it comes to having mobile wallets as well. It's really just not safe. Like it's okay to have a mobile wallet, but don't have your entire portfolio on a mobile wallet. That just doesn't make sense. So the slack has been taken up by hardware wallets, with 1 in 10 users preferring devices, up to 3% from 2024, 100%, because they've been seeing exchanges get compromised. So if an exchange can get compromised, that should have the top security level that there is, it makes you double think and think twice about your security on your, how you're securing your crypto. So not your keys, not your coins. We know to keep your coins off of exchanges. But with that being said, there's also an opportunity there, and it raises question like, okay, if this exchange gets compromised, there's a high likelihood that if they wanted to, they could compromise me as well. So let me do my due diligence and take the time and utilize a hardware wallet, put it somewhere where it's not even anywhere in my house, or sometimes not even within the same state or country, right? Have it somewhere off the grid. And if you really need to go access it, you can, especially for those of you that are holding long term, right? It just doesn't make sense, for at least for me. It doesn't make sense to have your portfolio on your mobile device. Hardware wallets should continue to trend upwards, especially the people that are continuing to value that security. So taking a look here at crypto bubbles. We see here for the month, things are up. For the day, there's a bit of a pullback. But overall, it's been one pretty good month, solid month, with everyone anticipating what's going to happen in May. We will see, and we will be ready. Guys, you had a long time to accumulate, and there's still time. Like, we're still buying Bitcoin every day, right? We're still accumulating where we can. And take advantage of these prices, but just remember the opportunity here. You're still early, and to be honest with you, I'm seeing the writing on the wall. This is probably going to be the greatest shift of wealth we've ever seen. And I've said that before, and people think that I'm crazy. People think it's a joke. People think, oh, he's just a guy talking about crypto. He's just a crypto bull. No, guys, it's happening. I seen it happen. I seen it happen the last bull run, right? But imagine and that was when everyone was afraid to talk about crypto. That was despite companies and governments banning Bitcoin and not speaking on Bitcoin. And you got the richest people in the world calling it a scam, and you got, people like Mark Cuban saying, oh, I'd rather have bananas than Bitcoin, only then to say, a year or two later that he has some Ethereum and whatnot, investing in crypto. So that was despite that. Right now, we have countries accumulating Bitcoin, and they're doing it quietly, guys. By the time you know about it, they probably already got a bag by the time you know about it. So just be mindful of that. Like, I'm pretty sure we're going to see something, and something that we never seen before, in the amount of generational wealth that's going to be created through investing in crypto early is going to be insane. So with that being said, guys, wanted to give you a market update. Going to be giving you some more alpha, some projects that have not been talked about a lot online that we're going to talk about because there is value, versus you waiting for everyone to talk about it, just like Quant. Everyone's talking about Quant, only for Quant to dump. So you don't want to wait until people talk about a project. And I wouldn't say wait till people talk about it. Wait till everyone's talking about a project to buy. You want to have some qualifiers and have almost like an indicator that you can decipher and analyze and pick gems. And we're going to dive into that and give you guys what we do to qualify high quality projects before the masses are talking about them. Hope you guys got some value out of this video. Keep moving forward in everything that you do. We'll see you soon.